A very good morning to my students. I hope you have seen my previous video on this chapter, Laws of Motion, ICSE Class 9. Today we are going to understand the second law of motion, or we can know it by the name of Newton's second law of motion. The statement of this law says that the rate of change in momentum is directly proportional to the force applied on the body. In the previous class, I have explained to you what is momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. It means when the mass of the body is multiplied along with the velocity with which it is moving, then we get momentum. So, whatever the momentum is changing from first instant, the initial instant, to the final instant, taking whatever time, that rate of change in momentum is directly proportional to the force applied on it. It means whatever force we apply, very important students, whatever force we apply, that force is the responsible factor for the change in the momentum. So this is the second law of motion. Further we'll go for the mathematical expression of this also. But before going to that, I have written two examples here. As you can see, the first example says the cricketer moves his hands back while catching. Many of you play cricket also, so you must be understanding this particular example. Why a cricketer moves his hand backwards while catching? Reason, he has to slow down the momentum of the ball so that no injury could take place. So it is directly relating with the second law of motion. Question number 2, or example number 2, I would say, a glass vessel often breaks while falling on a cemented floor, whereas on carpet it does not. Reason, on a cemented floor, when a glass vessel falls, immediately the cemented floor exerts a return force to the glass vessel, due to which it breaks. Whereas the carpet reduces the momentum of the glass vessel while falling down, and hence that much of force is not returned back to the glass vessel, and in maximum cases when it falls on the carpet, the glass vessel does not break. So I hope you have understood the second law of motion along with its example. There are so many examples in the book you can find and you can understand. The questions used to come, why these examples are happening in this way. So once you know the law properly, once you understand the law properly, then you can answer those questions in a much better manner. Further we'll go for the mathematical proof of this second law of motion. So now students, we'll focus on the mathematical proof of this second law of motion, where we will get force is equals to mass into acceleration. The proof is not important for ICSE, but it is important to know. So I am explaining this. I have considered the initial momentum of the body with initial velocity u, that is m into u. Final momentum of the body with final velocity m into v, that is mv. Time taken I have considered t, and the force applied by the body to the body we have taken F. So as per the second law, what we can write? We can write F is directly proportional to the rate of change in momentum, that is final momentum minus initial momentum by the time taken. Further we'll extend this expression to get the final equation. So further students, we can show F is directly proportional. The final momentum I have shown with Pf, which is having the value m into v. So I have written that. In place of Pi, that is initial momentum, I have written m into u, that is initial momentum by time taken. Further, F is directly proportional to m into v minus u by t. And as you know, in the equations of motion, we have done that v is equals to a minus a plus v is equals to u plus at. So from that equation, we can find a is equals to v minus u by t. So in place of v minus u by t, we can write a, that is acceleration. And whenever we are having proportionality sign and we need to convert that with equal to, we have to keep a constant. So we have kept a constant k. Now if we consider the value of k is equal to 1, then what would be the equation we will get? That is F is equals to mass into acceleration. So this was the required equation we had to prove for the second law of motion. I hope the equation or the explanation what I did to you, it is understood to you to complete your notes and to complete the exercise. In the exercise, students, you will find so many numericals where you have to use this formula. So all the best for those numericals and the exercises. In the next video, I will explain third law of motion along with that example and the universal law of gravitation. If any doubt you will find, then you please write in the comment box or you can WhatsApp me as I have given my number to you all. So all the best and keep revising, keep practicing. Have a good day.